We already talked about how the Detroit Lions got the mystery men on their squad. We got dudes that played on defense that were literally on the street last week. Jamal Adams on the street. We are full of practice squads. And I was talking about grit at the beginning of the season. Is grit going to be enough to win a Super Bowl? Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. Now, technically, we went and got Zadarius Smith. He's in the grit factor, but to me, we made a trade for a guy who can impact the team. So that tells me that grit was not enough to win a Super Bowl, but it's going to play a big part in winning a Super Bowl. And one of those guys that we have that embodies grit to the fullest is Dan Skipper, the guy that was going through it last year with the Dallas Cowboy game, was on the sideline, absolutely livid. A guy who literally was he wasn't even on the team when the 2023 NFL season started, but he had already spent time with Detroit. Dan Skipper was on the Indianapolis Colts practice squad. We went and got him, and he's been on our team ever since. Not only that, he made the 53-man roster when we cut down this season. And Dan Skipper, man, yesterday I'm watching the game. It's early in the game, and Dan Skipper with probably one of the best acting jobs I've ever seen. Straight up out of the LeBron James School of Acting. But, when it's your team, I got no complaints. I'm going to bring this in. It's going to go slow because the NFL like to copyright things. They like to copyright footage. But keep an eye on this game here. This is going to be, let's see if we can find Skipper. Nope. That is, we wanted it. I always do that. We want it in 0.25 speed. So let's play this real quick. Now, it looks like this image is reversed because I remember it going the opposite way. But here's Dan Skipper right here. Keep an eye on Dan Skipper right here. Play is happening. Dan on that block. He on that block. Okay. Now watch what's about to happen. He get a little shove to Quay Walker. Quay goes out the screen. Watch this. Dan Skipper. With the push and the flop. And look what happened. It drew. Wait for it. There it go. Dan Skipper, the flop. Spectacular. Look at it. Look at the acting job, though. Look at the acting job. It was all upper body. The head really sells it. The head snap is what sells. You gotta, if you flop and you're gonna sell the flop, you gotta use the head and shoulders. That's what gets it done. This resulted in a 15-yard penalty, and the Lions were able to get the call. Dan Skipper, love it. Now, if you saw the the post-game celebration, Dan Skipper, that brother he worked his tail off. He over on the sideline. Let me see if I got this. I might have it. I might have the reaction, the celebration. I think I have it bookmarked. And it is Dan Campbell doing his post. I think it was on YouTube. I think that's where it was. It came from YouTube. He's doing the celebration. And dude is he's over in the corner with a trash can. And Dan Campbell's like, Skip, where you at, man? He was like, hey, continue doing what you're doing, throwing up whatever you're doing, man. Skip, giving him the love. Because I don't know if y'all know this, but Dan Skipper I think it was last season, it might have been 2022, he got his first start ever in the National Football League, and it was with the Detroit Lions. And Skip has been, he was actually a really good tackle yesterday. I think he allowed like one pressure or something like that, and he hasn't really been the best tackle. I mean, pretty much a practice squad dude, second, third. You bring him in when somebody's hurt, and he did his thing yesterday in more ways than one. But I got to give it up to Dan Skip James, bro, with the acting job out of this world that got the Detroit Lions 15 extra yards, man. Skip, we love you, man.